Mm-mm. I'll let you have the first word, man. That's your guy. That's James Earl Jones. Is your Pete? That's
Yeah. Rest in peace, James Earl Jones. Holy
yeah.
crap. 93 though. That's a long life, but that's a tough one. That sucks.
We're remembering the great James Earl Jones, most notably known as the voice of CNN.
Sure.
And then
And The Lion King.
some minor roles.
Yeah. Can't think of it. There's probably one more out there I'm not thinking of.
Oh, there's a ton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a ton. We'll go over the full list for everybody. Don't worry. You guys don't have any homework to do. We'll take care.
Yeah, we got it.
We got you from here. This Casey Anthony affair, Frank. This is crazy.
What is this?
Oh, remember Casey Anthony?
I do.
Yeah, this is good. Wait till you hear this. This could be a good
Okay.
story. The Tyreek Hill body cam footage. Tyreek Hill, member of the Miami Dolphins, arrested or detained on his way into the stadium on Sunday. It was pretty big news. The body cam footage has just come out. We'll share that with you. Harvey Weinstein was rushed to the hospital. He's not dead yet, but one can hope.
Any day now.
The Walmart has come up with a thruple costume, which I think is creative as all hell.
Interesting.
And we have a mystery sea creature in Australia.
Ooh. We need more mystery animals on this planet. That's good.
Yeah, the last one was Montauk, and that was like, I don't know, 10 years ago? It's been too long.
Have they figured that one out?
No.
Good.
No. It's all alien.
We kind of all just forgot about that. Like the Montauk creature washes up on Long Island. Everybody's going, "Oh my God, what is this? What is this?" And then nobody.
Yeah, we just got tired.
There's no update.
No. I think the theory was it was a dog. It was a dog that had just drowned. It was a weird, it was a very strange, yeah.
My feeling is it was probably just some kind of hoax or something. I can't imagine that it was a real. I mean, if it was real, I feel like we would have had a resolution to it.
Yeah.
Like the aliens that they had. What was it? Earlier this year or late last year? Remember those two aliens they brought out in the box
down in Mexico? They brought it to the Mexican Congress. Yeah.
Right. Any resolution on that?
No.
Okay.
No. It was they were like because they were fossilized, whatever they call it. So it was kind of hard. I heard Neil deGrasse Tyson talking about this. Like
he had an interesting take
on this.
Yeah. He was like, well, obviously he goes, in order for it to be proven that it's whatever it is, hand it out to the scientific community. You have to have consensus.
Right.
You have to have multiple people in the scientific community agreeing on what it is and testing it and doing that. And he also said, which I thought was interesting, it had a nose. Like typically humanoid anything has cartilage. And when it decays, the nose goes away. But this thing had a little bump for a nose.
Right.
Is that bone? What is, so it was weird. So who knows? I don't know where the thing is or who's looking at it or if they settled it or not. If anybody knows in the chat, let us know.
I would love to do that. I also had a good idea while you were talking just now is
so you weren't paying attention.
No, I was paying attention, but the engine started going. Okay. We should just take a little mini human doll skeleton thing. I'm sure we could get one on Amazon or Temu. What's Temu? We should buy something off of Temu. I'm sure they got little skeletons. We bury it somewhere where we want to open up a restaurant.
Okay.
We weather it, we bury it, then we go, oh my goodness, look what we found, aliens.
Yeah, Simpsons did it already. They beat you to the punch.
Oh, they did? Did they open a restaurant near?
No, a mall.
I was going to say, because you got like a gift shop, you got the restaurant, maybe a little ride.
Yeah, it was a mall.
Yeah,
Lisa was doing like a excavation to looking for like dinosaurs and stuff, and they found a skeleton. But it turns out the people who bought the land planted it there. Spoiler alert. They planted it there and it made it look like an angel. It had like angel wings on it.
I remember this now.
Remember that? And it turned out it was a marketing.
They've done it all. 30 years of The Simpsons. They've covered everything.
They got it all covered.
There's
no come up with anything.
We can't. There's not going to be a fresh idea ever again.
No, they've covered everything. I feel like they're. What else could they do? I think mostly I know the predictions are weird. They're all weird.
Yeah.
And very like holy shit. but they're bound to hit everything. After a while, they're gonna. It's like Groundhog Day. Remember, he's there so long, he just knows everything.
Yeah. That's 30 years of, and they're doing how many episodes a year? Like 20 something episodes, 24.
Yeah, there's some. Yeah, they started back in the day when sitcoms would go 24 episodes.
You had to grind it
not
out.
10.
Right.
And then take off for 3 years. It's like, no, every year, 24 episodes. And this was a cartoon. So
right.
I'm sure that took longer to produce than, a sitcom because of the animation. That's just a longer process than having actors stand on stage. So that's a hardworking team, everybody that works in The Simpsons.
They're still there. Do they even have a supervisor at this point? I feel like they just let us know when you're done.
Yeah, you guys know what you're doing.
Turn it in. We'll be here.
Shut the lights before you leave.
Yeah.
Make sure you lock the door.
Well, that's what the South Park guys do. They're just like I think they turned in the episode at like 4:00 and the thing airs at 10:00.
How does that? What?
Because they write it. They write I think they still do this. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. The South Park guys write week to week, so they write that episode that week.
So it's updated and it's very fresh. But I feel like the animation. I know it's not the most sophisticated animation on South Park. It's very
right.
It looks like
shit.
Well, kind of, but it's their style. It's looks like a construction paper kind of thing.
Yeah.
But even that's got to take a while. I mean, I can't imagine how long that must go.
Yeah, but you know something? Well, this is a real shameless plug. So I've got this program that I have. Because it goes along with all the Photoshoppy stuff. It's an Adobe thing. It's an animation thing. And I just did you see the animation thing I put out?
No, I got to look. When did you put it out?
I have to see if we can get the co-host to follow the actual podcast.
I do, but you put out like 10 things. I can't get them all.
You're like, I've already seen this shit. Yeah, no, so I put an animation out of not really me.
I see. Okay,
but
I'm looking.
It was so, and then like I was looking on this little program.
That is not you.
No, it's not me. I'm like, oh, I'll do this, and I was gonna pick between a couple of guys, and my biggest fear was people are gonna be like, "You're not this thin, you fat fuck." But I was
more focused on the facial hair, but sure, you could, you took it the other way.
Yeah, the lack of facial hair. Yeah, but I picked that dude, and
can I show it.
Yeah, you could. Yeah. I picked that guy, and I put it out. Yeah, that's like not me. That's like more you than it is me. Like if that guy had glasses on,
and headphones.
Yeah, you could. That could pass for you.
I'm not that skinny either.
But I couldn't find anything that was like close, and you can't like mark up the characters. And I don't want to show too much, but it just gives you. So this program, it just gives you like 60 characters, and some of them are like wacky. So now I'm coming up with all these ideas for us to do of like little like skits from these little
cartoons.
Yeah, because it's the easiest thing ever. You just hold your phone and then you say what you want to say, and it tracks your face. So
you're taking away jobs from animators? Thanks.
Basically, yeah, basically, yeah.
But
my point, and like how you look, and it moves the facial expressions of the character based off of the facial expressions that you make.
Should we do a whole episode as animated characters? Can we do that? Can you do it live, or does that have to be like
I don't know
if you upload a video or something?
Yeah, you have to upload a video. Yeah.
Can we like upload this episode and make it, or is that too big of a?
Here's what's confusing about it. I don't know if they can do two people.
All right.
So if you were so in other words, like some of the ideas I came up with, I'm like, oh, you have to record this character first, and then record this character, and then just edit them together.
So they can't do two people at once. They're not a Walmart thruple costume, is what you're saying.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay, got it.
Way to bring it all back into the topics of the episode.
Let's get back to it.
But the whole point of me bringing this up was I don't know what they're doing at South Park today, but I could imagine all those things are kind of built into it, and it's a lot easier to get fire an episode out than it was when they first started.
Yeah, it's all computer. One thing, like I'm very fast. You know me and art. I'm into it and everything. But one thing I've never, and I could probably just look this up and research it. But one thing I always wondered is how they were able, back in the day before they used computers. Okay, you know how like it's animation, everything's moving, but the colors were always solid. You know, when you color something in, it's not always consistent. It's going to look like Dr. Katz. You know, remember that cartoon where everything's kind of shaky and not, not consistently in the same spot. I get how they do almost every process, but when they do the coloring, how everything is so consistently solid in their, especially back in the day when they did Warner Brothers stuff and Disney, it was all very solid and clear and clean looking. It always that was the art for me behind it. Like wow, they were able to pull that off and not make it look like, all right, well, this part wasn't colored in exactly the way it was in the last frame, so it's going to look jumpy, So they frame to frame, how they were able to do that always amazed me.
I'm still amazed by it. I still don't know how it works.
It's unbelievable.
But I know how it works, but I still don't know how it works.
Yeah. I mean, I know today, it's all, I'm sure computers mostly. I can't imagine they're hand coloring cartoon cells at this point.
They build models. It's like a wireframe thing. And that's what moves the hands and the facial expressions. It's all like, that's why this.
That's South Park, you mean?
Most of it. No, even like Toy Story. They build models.
Oh, they build 3D models. Yeah.
Yeah. This is kind of wild.
I get that. But like Simpsons, that they're not hand coloring anything anymore. I'm sure back in 1989,
right,
they had to color everything in without computers.
Right.
But now I'm sure it's just bloop and there's the.
Well, think about Roger Rabbit. They had to draw those things on cells, paint them, color them, and then lay them over the film.
How the hell did they do that?
It would take me 40 years to make that fucking movie today.
Yeah. And, I bet if you look at what's amazing is I bet if you look at the credits of that movie, compare it to like any Marvel movie, the Marvel credits at the end is like 1,000 names in the effects category or whatever.
Right.
You go back to Who Framed Roger Rabbit, it's probably not, the credits are probably a quarter that long.
Six guys all named Phil.
And they just worked, and they just constantly probably sat there and just buckled down because I'm sure the labor laws were a little lax.
Put your head down and fucking paint.
We'll draw that fucking rabbit. God.
We only have 4,673,000 more frames to go. Let's go.
Yeah. Oh, we're not just Miss Justice. We're not really on any topic. We're just We're just chatting at this point.
We're on the ADHD topic right now, which is all over the place. But Lindarella gave me a hell of a good idea. It would be great to have a whole cuck chair.
Just in the background for the whole show?
It's just a cuck chair. No. Just, I picture a cuck chair. You know what would be funny? A cuck chair on a therapist's couch, just recapping how horrible his week was. He'd be like, and it was awful. His hairy ass was on me.
Oh.
I had to watch another dude plow his wife. It was just really...
It was more awkward than anything because when you get down to it, it had nothing to do with me, but I was in the room and I had to witness everything.
They started talking after it was all done. It wouldn't end. It was very confusing. It was very awkward.
Not fun.
Yeah. We can animate anything. It's very exciting. The prospects are very, very... I'll show you the characters off the air. And might inspire you to come up with some good storylines. I have one
character and put it in there, or
you probably can. There's probably a way to do it. I don't know how. I literally just discovered this.
All right.
And true to the podcast form, I discovered it, and 5.5 minutes later, put something out on social media.
Perfect.
No research. No, can we do this? Just fucking put it out.
That's the way to do it.
Doesn't make a difference. None of it matters.
Right.
All right, let's get to this Tyreek Hill body cam footage as we have our own law enforcement expert on with us. J-Sab is here.
I'm finally back for just a little bit.
Okay.
Is it still your birthday?
Yes.
Wait,
what year is it? 2024? Then yes.
Right.
Still
right.
birthday. Yeah.
So,
all right, so Tyreek Hill. Oh, yeah. J-Sabs, do you have anything? Well, we'll get to J-Sabs. J-Sabs, you just, you tell me when it's time to tap out. We'll get to... Because I feel like we have to catch up with... We never got somebody yelled at me. They're like, you never get whatever happened to J Sabs at the swingers resort. You never resolve anything. I'm like,
You just can't. Well,
yeah,
this is the first episode with J Sab's back, right?
yeah.
No.
From the swingers resort.
Yeah,
No,
but it's true. We never resolve anything.
We did talk about it. There was not much to talk about. You guys didn't believe me that I didn't know. Yeah, that's it.
We
talked
already?
about that you were going there, but we didn't get the report.
Yeah, we didn't get a recap
when you came back.
Are you sure?
No.
I'm not. Yeah, we're not.
No, not entirely sure. All right, let's go. Let's do this Tyreek Hill body cam footage. This is sorry. So Tyreek Hill, one of the great Miami Dolphins right now. Super talented guy, very fast. I'm in a fantasy football league, Frank. I don't know. I invited you to come. You didn't want to do it. I have
no patience for that. I can't.
I coughed up way more money than I should have. And now I'm like killing myself to get this team together. And I almost put Tyreek Hill in. Guys on his way to the stadium and he gets arrested. It was a huge story. Will he play? Will he not play? He played. He had a good game. And then today they released the body cam footage because you have to think to yourself, how does an athlete get arrested right outside the stadium on his way into the stadium?
Shit.
Well, what did he get? I don't really know the story. What did he get arrested for?
Well, all right. So we should clarify. He wasn't arrested. He was detained.
Okay.
He was detained for a little while before they let him go. And he, again, like I said, he eventually made it into the game. But this isn't the first time. There was a golfer not that long ago. Do you remember? There was a guy, he was driving into the golf tournament and some cops pulled him over and they tried to arrest him or they arrested him or detained him again. But it got really nasty. That was just like, I don't know, 3-4 weeks ago in the summertime. Anyway, here's the footage. I got to tell you, I watched it, and I think this is all his fault. Now, the cops got a little overzealous, but he makes the first move because, as you know, I mean, this is kind of this. Let me give everybody a little public service, and Jay Sabs will back me up on this. Cop pulls you over, turn your car off, roll your windows down, put your hands on the steering wheel. You'll never have a problem.
Right.
That's it. Answer all their questions. You will never have an issue. Not always, but for the most part, and any cop will tell you this. They don't know you. They don't know what you're doing. A lot of these guys, and you can watch the videos of how many times you see that video, the cop goes up to the car, then all of a sudden the guy pulls a gun out and starts shooting at him, and he's got to go, they have no idea. But if your hands are visible, if your car is off that you're not going to take off, the windows are down so they could see everything, it puts them at ease.
It helps. But again, you don't know how motives of whoever's involved, cops, people, whatever's happening. I'm just saying there are circumstances where race is in play and things like that.
Take a look at this and you let me know where you see, let me know where the problem is. So they just pull him over. He's in the black Ferrari, whatever the hell that is. Car I'll never be able to afford.
Why do you have your seatbelt on? Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Like what? Why do you have it up?
So he got pulled over for the seatbelt?
I don't know why he got pulled over. Clearly he was doing something, but it's a little much that there were 4 motorcycles there.
The window down.
Now, I don't know if you heard this, but he handed the license over and he goes, I'm going to put my window up. That was a mistake.
Yeah, that was.
Now the cop is knocking on the window, asking him to put the window down. Like, again, clearly this guy is first of all, by the way, the stadium is right there. See to the right, Frank? Behind the tree, that big white structure. That's the stadium.
Right.
I don't know how you don't know who one of the best wide receivers in the game right now is.
If you don't, I didn't know. I wouldn't have known. I don't know.
Right, but maybe this cop doesn't know. Maybe he has no idea. But still, and by the way, he could have just been like, "Hey, I'm Tyreek Hill. I'm going to the game. Sorry, I don't know what happened. Here you go." Instead he goes, "I'm putting my window up." I don't know, like that is clear. I'll start from the beginning. You can hear him say like right away. He's like, "I'm putting my window up." Like, why? Are you worried about the air conditioner going out? Like, just clearly they I don't know what happened. You're speeding, your thing, whatever it is. Maybe they're on the rag, the cops. But just go. I don't know what you pulled me over for. I'm Tyreek Hill. I'm on my way to the game. What else you need? Like it could have been that simple. All right, here, I'll start it again. Here, watch the cop. Listen to what he says. It's kind of hard to hear him, but listen to what he says.
Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Like what?
So I don't know if you can hear him, but he's saying, "Don't knock on my window. Don't knock on my window like that." Like, wouldn't like my window knocked on. Again, you give a cop a benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying? Let's give the cop the benefit of the doubt again, because I feel like both people in this situation, the cop and him, should work on de-escalating the situation. If they're both worried about keeping each other calm, we'll have calm, you know? So that was the first part of it. But then, you know, the cops... See, so he's, I don't know what the cop went off to do, but he just closed the window. This cop is like, what the... Like, you can't do that to a cop. You can't just shut the... Like, look at how dark those windows are. The car's running. Right. Any cop will tell you, you can't allow this to happen. Like, this can't go down like this.
Keep your window down. Keep your window down. I'm going to get you out of the car. As a matter of fact, get out of the car. Give me that. Get out of the car. Give me that. Break that freaking window. Get out of the car. Get out of the car right now. We're not playing this game. Get out. 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 What part of that don't you understand? Hey, Drew, I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting arrested. I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting out, bro. God damn, twin. When we tell you to do something, you do it. You understand?
I'm getting out.
You understand? Not for you, but what we tell you. You're a little fucking confused.
I'm getting out, bro.
Too late.
Chill,
Too late.
All right, bro. Take me to jail, bro. Do what you gotta do, bro.
We are. We will.
Good.
Look how big his fucking arm is. The guy can't even get the cuff around it.
Don't worry about it. I hang up the phone. You stop crying.
Bro, y'all.
Don't move.
Good. Bro, you beating on my window like you crazy.
You set him up?
Why y'all beating on my window like y'all crazy for? Damn, yo, bro, dude, beating on my window like he crazy. I ain't do nothing, twin. Damn.
Hey, don't park there. Don't park there.
Hey.
Hold
on, twin. Hold on, bro. I just had surgery on my knee. bro. I just had surgery on my knee, bro.
I just heard you in your ears when we go there.
Chill, bro. Hey, don't do, bro.
Back up.
Hey, call Drew. Hey, call Drew, bro. Call Drew, Hey, call Drew, bro. Hey, what? Hey, call Drew, bro. Just call Drew. Hey.
What am I doing that's wrong? Hey, listen.
So I don't know if these guys know or are friends with him. I'm assuming they are.
Well,
the way
he's saying call Drew. He's
called Drew. Yeah, I think Drew is his agent, by the way. But thank God, because this could have went really bad really quickly. Like, I thought the guy jumping on him, like going around his throat to get him down to the floor, was a bit much.
Yeah, that's a little excessive.
A little on the excessive side. But at the same time, like, if they tell you to sit down, just sit down. Like, again, you want to get out of this situation as quickly and as unscathed as possible. Now, it seems nuts thinking about this is just a football player. Like, they shouldn't be, you know. But again,
what?
They shouldn't be this.
Well, football player or not, you're a citizen in a car. You're not. I don't care what your job is. Everybody has to be treated like an equal person sitting in the car, whoever it is. It doesn't matter if he's a football player.
Well, that's the thing. He has to
congressman. You know, it doesn't matter who they are.
He has to assume they don't know who he is. But I mean, this could have gotten like you can see in how overly excited these cops are at this point. Like this one guy, that one guy that goes over to those guys is like, you could tell his adrenaline is fucking pumping. This guy right here.
Hey, listen.
Hey, listen. Hey, man, they got Tyreek. The cops over here beating on him, man. They over here beating on Tyreek,
Listen, big
man.
man, don't park there, man. Just get in
Hey,
the
yo,
car.
hey, Drew, you gotta come, man.
Just get in the car.
Straight up the side, on the side of the.
Hey, get in the car. You're parked in the middle of the street.
I'm in the car.
You gotta go before you get a ticket. Hey,
I'm
you're in
not
the car.
Who's the driver? This is my car.
All right, move.
All right, I'll take that.
You gotta move right now.
Let me have your license. You're gonna ticket too. I'm coming. Let me have your license. You're gonna ticket. Let me have your license. I'm leaving. I'm not playing. Let me have your license. Your license right now. Your license right now. You're not gonna give me your license?
Get in the car and leave.
You're not gonna give me your license? I'm leaving. Let me have your license. Your license right now. Hey, your license right now. Or I'm gonna lock you up. Your license right now. Your license right now. You're dealing with me now. Your license right now.
So that was that.
A little, I mean, it's still a little aggressive on the cop side there. License, you know. I know he's supposed to move. He's got to move, whatever. But I don't know. It seemed a little.
They got to control the situation. They do not know who these people are. You know.
Right.
I say this all the time. I would have just taken my gun out and started firing in the air. But like, everybody get down. I'm worried. I'm scared. But that's why they won't let me be a cop, because I'm just a gigantic pussy.
That's
You know.
true.
Well, you
Yeah, no.
said it. I didn't have to. No.
But I feel like it could have been a little more civil after the initial. Once they got him in cuffs, everybody could have been a little, calmer. Like, whatever possible threat there would have been, probably under control with the guy in cuffs.
Yeah, and I feel like the cops also, one of the jobs is to tamper down everything, keep everything instead of
That's
de-escalate.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Got to de-escalate the situation.
So what happened after this? He was taken he was detained, you said?
Yeah, he
And
was
then-
detained, and then they
what?
let him go. Yeah, I don't know if the agent came or if they just questioned him and figured out whatever it was and then moved on. I don't know. I don't really
There
know.
was no charges, nothing.
No charges. No, in fact, I think they put the cops on leave. What do they call that when they get administrative leave? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they put at least one of the cops on administrative leave. That was announced yesterday, like while the game was still going on.
Yeah, I mean, looking back, they kind of escalated it a little quickly. I feel. Yeah, it wasn't exactly following the instructions, but I feel like they jumped to the next step pretty quickly. I don't know.
Well, you can't close.
I'm not a cop. I don't know how it works.
Yeah, you just can't close the window. I could never, in my wildest dreams, be like, "You do what you got to do. I'm going to close the window, the tinted window."
Yeah.
You got to know that that's not going to be good for somebody who's trying to secure an area.
Maybe. I mean, it was maybe one of those situations you get pulled over, you give the license, they go back to their car, they run the ticket, and they give it to you. Could have been one of those. You ever get pulled over, you give your license, and then they walk away, you roll up your window if maybe not. I don't know. But
No, never. Let me tell everybody this. Never roll up your window.
no.
All
maybe not.
windows down.
All windows
car
down.
off,
See what I
and
do?
the wheel.
Yeah, I put all the windows down, car off. If depending on the time, I turn the lights
The
on,
lamp. Yep. Good
lamp,
point.
put my hands on the wheel, and that's that. I know, I get it.
It's
But,
wild though. The other wild part about it is 4 motorcycle cops just to pull over this one car. And here's the weird thing, and this is why I think there was some administrative leave. Tyreek was in the wrong to put his window up. But if you look at this, look at this frame right here, there's all these cars, there's these cones. Pretty sure it looks like you have to make a right to turn in. Like, how fast could he have been going? Did he cut people off? Was he in? Like, I don't understand what could have even,
Well, we don't know exactly. I mean, he said, "Why aren't you wearing your seatbelt?" I don't know if that was the reason he was pulled over. Did they ever really said in this video the reason he was pulled over?
Yeah.
They didn't get to that really. So, was there a statement like why he was pulled over? Do we know exactly anything for outside of this video?
The only thing that they've said so far is that they're going to, and they're investigating it right now. The only reason why they released the footage is because they were pressured to doing so. So the Miami-Dade police director, she said that she wanted to have transparency, and that's why she released this body cam footage so quickly.
It's weird to I mean, fine, but it's weird to release it this quickly because there's an ongoing investigation. I don't know if that's
right.
I mean, I guess it's not a criminal investigation, but I don't know.
Yeah, well, because people want to know. Well, because the problem with these body cam things is you don't know what happened because we didn't see what he did.
We don't know what happened right. Just before the car got pulled over.
Right.
What led to this? Was he why did they get pulled over? Is the how did this begin? The exact moment it began. And then it just ends here. Is that the end of it?
That's all they've released so far.
Yeah. So we don't know exactly what happened right after this, right before it. So this isn't obviously the full picture.
It wasn't. We do know one of his other teammates, Calais Campbell, was also detained after I guess so. I don't know if that's him or if it was the other guy, because remember there's another guy in behind him. I don't know which guy Calais is, but he also was detained as they were trying to figure this whole situation out. Oh, they said it was for speeding. Sorry. They said speeding.
Okay.
So
I pulled him over for speeding.
Don't be speeding.
Everything. Yeah, you don't speed. And the one thing, this all led to this. He was detained and then released. What's the next? They're investigating. Is there any lawsuits or someone filing charges?
Sure, he's going to sue. Yeah, I'm sure he's going to sue.
Yeah. I mean, he was pulled he was pretty roughly thrown onto the ground and jumped on.
Yeah, but look, I mean, you can't take your chances with a guy who's this
definitely not
big. I mean, that's a scary situation.
I hear you. But
so that's the Tyreek Hill.
I'm sure. Yeah, there'll be more investigations. I don't know who. It's hard to tell which side, what's going on each side, because you don't know the beginning, you don't know the end. So I'm sure they'll investigate. They'll get to the bottom of it.
Do you remember the Casey Anthony trial?
Yes.
I remember it being a circus. What I can't remember is how she got off.
Yeah, they just found. I mean, I don't know.
Do you remember, Jay Sams?
I watched that trial from work every single day.
All right, yeah, go ahead.
How did she get off?
Because she made up a story and said that her father was abusing her and abusing the kid. Oh. It was like a whole like it was a gasp out loud moment, really, because there was nothing leading up to it that would make you think that she would pull that card, and she did.
Yeah, and there was nothing afterwards that would have, it was out of nowhere. I feel
it was out of nowhere. I believe the thing was that she said the daughter drowned in the pool, so her father helped her get rid of the body. But I remember her parents' faces, like in the court, like what? Like
there was so much wrong. This was one of those cases where you're like, she's fucking guilty. Holy shit!
The problem is, they should have done second-degree murder, and they did first. If it was second-degree, she would have been guilty.
Why wouldn't she have been guilty? Because all the evidence, there was so much. Like she looked up, how to make chloroform or something.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, she looked up all this crazy shit. She had like shovels, and there was a smell in her car. It was like everything pointed to this is what happened, and she made up stories about for like a month. She pretended to say like that
she was missing,
that she was missing, and that the babysitter, the nanny, ran off with her.
She made up. She never had that nanny. She made up someone. Like
she made up.
The nanny wasn't even real.
No, it wasn't her nanny. It was a real person, but someone that she knew.
And she made up names of friends that were. She said Juliette Lewis was a friend of her, but not the Juliette Lewis. She just pulled that name out and said that this was a. She said she made up a job
How
that
do you
she
remember
had.
that, Frank?
We watched there was a documentary, like a 3-part thing, not that long ago that was released, and there's all kinds of true crime stuff about it. and it's such a crazy case because you think this is
Cut and
she's
dry.
guilty.
She's done.
Cut and dry. Who else? There's no other,
Right.
And if it's not her, and your only other suspect is maybe her dad,
No.
nothing ever came of that.
Never once believed for an ounce that her father had anything to do with it.
Yeah, it didn't make nothing added up about this. And
So they just essentially they couldn't prove that she did it. I mean, obviously she did it, but they couldn't prove that she did it.
I guess, but it was one of those like, what are you waiting for? Like a video footage of her doing, like everything was there, but that I feel like there was all this evidence.
Yeah,
not
and they
that.
said not guilty. I went, what?
It's like, holy shit. But
when was that? It was like the 2010s or 2011 or something?
It was either
maybe 15 years ago or so.
2000 and it was 2010 because I remember watching it in my office, which office I was in.
14 years ago. Yeah. Zanny the nanny. That's what her name was, Zanny. But people were saying it had to do with Xanax. Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
Justice reminded me of that.
Got it.
Miss Justice.
All right, so Casey Anthony gets off in 2010, 2011, whatever it was. So we haven't heard much from her since then. She pops back up in the news because the story now is this guy who's married, 2 older kids, moves from Florida to Tennessee. Once he gets to Tennessee, he tells his wife, I don't want to be with you anymore. I'm breaking up with you. Casey Anthony follows him from Florida to Tennessee to start a relationship with him because he had been cheating on his wife with Casey Anthony. So now she's in Tennessee with this married man and they're carrying on a relationship. That's one part of the story, which we didn't talk about on the podcast yet. Why we're bringing it into the fold now is because this same guy was caught on Hinge messaging other women to try and hook up with them while he's hooking up with Casey Anthony behind his wife's back.
Wait, say that again?
Yeah, I'll go over it again. I wish we had a better graphics department. We would have gotten a chart made.
Yeah, we need a chart with a pointer and like a tree.
So Tyson Rhodes, he moves takes his whole family. Not, I'm thinking about leaving you. I'm going to leave, honey, and go. No, makes his wife move to Tennessee. And then once she gets there, he's married for 20 some odd years, decides to blow that all up, says, hey, I've been banging this chick on the side. It's Casey Anthony, by the way. Because it's like, oh, my husband's cheating on me. How could this be even worse? Oh, with a fucking baby killer. Great. So Casey Anthony follows them to Tennessee to continue the relationship. So she uproots her life and moves to Tennessee to keep going out with the guy. Now the guy gets caught on Hinge because he's got a profile and he's been messaging people. And even the one woman was like, hey, aren't you? I saw an article with you. Are you dating Casey Anthony? And he goes, yup. And he was still trying to like hook up with these 2 women. There's screenshots of all this stuff that's going on.
This guy, I mean, the cojones on this guy.
The fucking balls on this guy.
Holy shit.
He's not even that good looking. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell. It's, you kind of get in this weird range of, I don't know, maybe, maybe not. Yeah. Hard to tell. I mean, he is kind of a fit guy, but seriously, could you imagine I don't know if he's got a unit on him or what it is, but he got a crazy.
Does he pole vault?
I don't know.
All right.
Got his dick caught on the old.
Was he at the Olympics?
Yeah, I don't know, but it's just like he got this crazy bitch to follow him to fucking Tennessee, and now that's not even good enough for him. He's trying to lay some more pipe across town.
Good Lord, dude.
Could you imagine?
No. And I guess we should probably say, we're saying, oh, Casey Anthony. I guess we don't want to be like hit with defamation or anything. She was innocent because they found her innocent.
Yes, good point. Thanks, buddy.
But
thanks for saving us from a lawsuit.
I'm just saying, it's crazy because, this is the balls on this guy. Now, how does it end up? I mean, what's the story now?
That's it. Like that, literally, the story came out moments ago that these two separate different women on Hinge caught this guy's profile and they've been chatting back and forth. Yeah. And she was like, aren't you the guy in the papers? He's like, yep. No shame in it. No hiding it. And he's like, that's me. And his wife is fucking hot. Like his wife is gorgeous. You know, I mean, I don't have a picture of her in a blazer or anything, but I imagine she would look really good in one.
See, that over the top for you.
We'd invite her right over.
Pushing a lawnmower.
Coffee. Yeah. Don't worry about that guy. You come with us.
Jeez.
Yeah. Strange.
Good
Very
Lord.
strange.
That is a web. See, it's not only like a crazy story by itself, but then you throw in, and one of the women is Casey Anthony. It's like, what?
Right.
It's like just an extra little spice in the whole story.
Like if you know this guy, what did I say his name was?
I don't know.
Did you Tyson?
Say it?
Yeah, Tyson.
No.
If you know Tyson, but you haven't really been keeping up with this, and you run into him, you're like, "Hey, man, what's going on?" And he's like, "Have a seat. Take it. Say whatever.
Come here a minute.
Yeah. How much time do you have?
Fill you in. Yeah.
Yeah. Could you imagine if you ran into him? He was like, "Oh, everything's good," and then you ran into him again. You were like, "What the fuck? Everything is good. Why didn't you got 17 million articles written about you right now? What is going on?"
And then he goes, "I just didn't want to talk to you."
Yeah, right.
That would have been a whole thing. It's at least a 10-minute conversation.
Okay, so now the paparazzi's following them all over the place. Now Frank's the moral center of this show. Everybody knows that. Is it insensitive to say that Casey Anthony turned out to be quite a MILF? Like, is that a wrong thing to say? She's got a very attractive body.
I don't.
Wrong?
Don't lay that on me.
Okay.
You is she wearing a blazer? Then
she's not.
That's half the battle for you.
I saw her in some gym equipment. They go and work out together. I don't know about couples that work out together. You know, on occasion, okay, you're going to take a class together. Fine. You go to the gym and that's your only time together. Okay, maybe. But to be like, let's go on the treadmills together. Like take a break.
Why you shit on what people do? People are happy doing that.
Yeah, I don't care for it. I know you went to like
Aaron and I
classes.
We do that stuff together. Yeah.
And I refused to associate with you at the time. I think it was a good solid 2.5 weeks we didn't speak.
I was fine with that.
Yeah, I know. You didn't even notice.
So that's the main reason we did that.
You called it the golden era when I brought it up to you later on. You were like, I was so happy. I was never happier in my life.
It was nice. It was freeing.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. No, but she looks really good. And then it makes me wonder, because here's the other thing. I mean, Frank, you know this is true. Don't tell Janine. The crazier they are, the better it is in the bed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That I know.
I don't know if it gets crazier than Casey Anthony. Like, she might be fucking amazing.
Hey, listen. I don't know what to tell you, but
if you're him, if you're going into it and you're him, you got to be thinking, my kids are like 18 and 19. They can fight. They can fend them. You know, they can.
Right.
They'll be okay. If he had a 4-year-old, I would say this guy's a piece of shit. He's being insensitive.
This guy's a piece of shit anyway.
Well, you're a good point. That is.
I mean, he's cheating on his family. His wife moved his family just to be closer to his side piece, and then he gets more.
Yeah.
And it's not he's on dating apps and whatever. It's a piece of shit.
Piece of shit. You've moved. You know how hard it is to move?
It's a process. It's a whole big thing. You don't do that. Yeah.
You break up a 20-year marriage after you move, you insensitive piece of shit. You fucking do that before. I gotta get the box. She's gotta
move somewhere else. Now it's another thing for her.
2 moves. That's the worst part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's a lot of that's a lot of U-Haul trucks that seems unnecessary.
Scumbagginess. A lot of scumbagginess in this whole thing.
You know how much those pods are? They're not cheap.
Don't know how much those pods are.
No, they are not.
They're expensive. They're very, very expensive.
Can't imagine. They look. When you see them out there, they're nice.
All right, we lost James Earl Jones, which I'm going to blame Frank for, by the way, because you missed 2 podcast episodes. When you were making all the episodes, James Earl Jones was here. He was acting. Everything was great. All of a sudden, you take a couple of weeks off, and we lost James Earl Jones. So
it's a fair point.
I'm going to blame J Saps too. She's been absent for a little while. So
a little bit.
Put her on the list.
One episode. What the hell?
I'm not even going to put you guys at 1 and 2. I'm going to put you at 1A and 1B. You're both equally responsible.
I missed one episode.
You lost a national treasure, and look what happens. See, now he's gone.
Fucking James, man, he was a legend. He's a legend. The guy's a freaking legend.
Broadway legend.
Broadway, television, movies. You name
EGOT.
it.
He's an EGOT guy.
Is he an EGOT?
Yeah, Oscar, Emmy.
I don't know if he won a. Did he win a Tony?
He won a Tony. Oh yeah, he was big on Broadway. I think for Fences. I think he won for Fences. You looking that up? Double check me on that. J Sabs, greatest. We'll go around the room. We'll start with you, but Frank's looking that up. Everybody in the live chat and in the not live chat in the comments, greatest James Earl Jones role.
Hold on, I'm googling it.
Okay.
Yeah, for Fences and The Great White Hope.
Nice. Okay, I like Robin right off the bat. He thinks This Is CNN was his greatest.
This is CNN. Oh, come on.
Pay me for the next 35 years. Thanks, guys. I'll see you.
You gotta go. Darth Vader. Come on.
Mine's not Darth Vader.
I'm gonna go with that.
Yours isn't Darth Vader?
No, not Darth Vader.
Is it the guy from Sandlot?
This is my order.
Here we go.
Lion King.
Over Star Wars?
I thought I'm going to put Lion King, then Star Wars, then Sandlot. That's my list.
You're out of your mind. How do you put Lion King over? How do you put Mufasa over Darth Vader?
He had. I feel like he had more lines in Lion King.
That doesn't sound right.
You don't think so?
He was in like 20 minutes of the movie. Spoiler alert.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, he was great, and Mufasa's a great character, but Darth Vader is probably the greatest villain in cinematic history.
I also feel like he had a little effect on his voice for Vader. It's a little unfair.
It had to be a little robotic.
Right.
You know, there was a little androidiness to it.
He had to talk to the thing. But
the most iconic phrases came out of that for him.
Well, Mufasa had some phrases.
Name one. Exactly.
Can you feel it up tonight? Was that
that's close. Is that his? You're in the right movie.
No, but I was gonna say when they remade The Lion King, right? The live action Lion King,
right?
He was still Mufasa. He was the only one where they were like, "Fuck, we can't. There's no way we could replace him."
Well, when they brought back Darth Vader, and there's the Obi-Wan series, there was the they did new movies, the Rebel, what was it called? Rogue One. They brought him back, and they've cloned his voice so they can keep doing Darth Vader stuff.
Yeah, George Lucas. There's not enough money in the world for that piece of shit.
Well, it's not him anymore.
Tell me how you really feel.
Disney. He sold it to Disney, dude.
It was his idea.
Oh, okay.
He told Disney, "Clone this guy. We need him. We need that voice."
Hang on. 93 though. That's
good for him.
He hung in there, but man, he's a legend. What's it called? It was a great movie. Not A League of Their Own.
Pulp Fiction.
Yeah. Okay. What the hell am I thinking? The baseball one.
Oh, Sandlot. Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams. Thank you. Oh, and Sandlot, sure. But Field of Dreams, he was great in that. You said your finger was a gun. You know, that was a great line.
But Sandlot, he's in that for what, 3.5 minutes? Steals the whole movie.
Oh yeah, he was great in it. He was amazing.
His reaction when he's like, I could throw it, like backing people off the plate or whatever it was that he said.
Oh, his speech, his whole monologue when he's going over he's holding the ball in his hand and he's sitting in his chair. The guy commands a room and he just takes over the whole scene.
He's like, you knew him? And he's like, who, George?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a legend. The guy was amazing. It was sad to lose him.
Best voice ever.
I mean, yeah, he's up there. What's his name is up there?
Who's the movie guy? Starts with a D. You know his name?
Oh,
movie guy starts with a D.
Yeah, that guy, the Inner World guy.
Yeah, but Morgan Freeman. That's another iconic voice.
Who's the dude who did Transformers? Who did? That's another guy.
Autobots.
Yeah.
What's his name? Frank Cullen. was the voice of what's his name? Not Megatron, the other one, the good guy.
Yeah. I can't think of his name.
Yeah.
I was too busy trying to make a King Cullen joke.
Oh, good.
Oh
Okay.
God.
Optimus Prime.
Optimus
You know how
Prime.
many
Dad
things?
jokes.
You know how many things he's done? That guy, Frank Cullen, that you don't even realize it's him. Remember the movie Predator and all the
Yeah.
sound that the Predator makes.
Yeah, that's him.
That is him.
Which is the creepiest fucking. I don't know why it's so uncomfortable. That sound. I hate it.
Yeah, that little chitter that he
Ugh.
does. That was him. And he has so many other credits that it's like, holy shit, this guy. He does all these monster-y voices, and it's crazy. The all these things that he's done. Vincent Price, yes.
It's another good one.
That is a great one. I mean, the Thriller monologue alone.
Yeah. Which didn't he turn down points in that and took like 20 grand up front?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's the story going around right now.
Yeah, I'm sure he was comfortable though.
Yeah, that's true.
Vincent Price. I mean, the guy was another legend.
That's true.
Darkness falls across the land.
What did you say, J-Sab? Did you say Star Wars?
Yeah, that's it.
Frank, you said Star Wars?
Gotta go Darth Vader. Absolutely.
I hate it when you guys agree. I like it when you guys fight.
Never.
Well, don't worry because there's plenty more time this week.
Is it still Monday? This day is
It's
taking
still
forever.
I
His
was
greatest
talking about
role-
what's going on going to be going on tomorrow night.
Oh, tomorrow night. Yeah, that's true. I'll probably just butter some popcorn and watch Kamala destroy Trump.
Oh, bold.
I mean,
All right, we'll see.
so I mean, obviously J Sabs is on Trump's side, so we'll see how that goes.
Big time. She's having a Trump party. You didn't get invited?
I did
No,
not.
Anthony asked me to be the middle person now in this podcast, and he's going to go and be a conservative.
The
Oops,
Trump guy?
was I supposed to say that out loud?
It's
I'm
so
sorry.
weird though, because J Sabs, you say you don't. You have more liberal. That you're not conservative, right? I mean, I don't know if you are or
No.
not.
I'm
You're
not.
not.
I don't think I am. I think that to me personally, I don't think you can be all the way on the left or all the way on the right. I think personally it's impossible to be.
Yeah, there's scales. There's there's some things you could agree with on one side that you don't on the other. That makes sense. But to be, I think most people lean one way or the other, even if it's a little.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people, I guess, that are in the I don't know if you could be in the exact center and be like, I'm 50% this way and 50%.
I think I might be in the
Democrat. exact
exact center.
Are you really?
I
No,
might be
fam,
dead center.
Fam, you are liberal pussy number 2 in my phone. No, I'm just kidding.
And it's not even at this
You're
point. It's
1A.
not. that was good.
I love
Just
that.
kidding. You're 1B.
1B. I'm not even good enough to be the number one liberal pussy. It sucks. All right.
At this point, it's not even liberal versus conservative. It's Trump versus liberal. Because he's not your typical conservative. He's not a Republican. He's not. It's a whole different category. I feel like he's not the traditional Republican.
Are
Maybe,
you confident in Kamala?
Yeah, I think she's
See,
going
I
to be
don't know.
prepared.
I don't know how you could be. I can sit here and tell you honestly, I have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow.
I think he's gonna. I can tell you exactly what's gonna happen. He's gonna stand up there and say, "Oh, they're all cheating. It's all rigged," and he's gonna spout a million things that I had the best economy. Everybody agrees, and no one's gonna call him out on his shit. Or Kamala is gonna come out there and call him out, but she's gonna be so busy calling him out on all his bullshit, and she's gonna have very little time to state her side of things. But I feel like that shouldn't be her job. Her job should be to state her views, and there should be a mediator there to be like, no, that's incorrect. These are the numbers. And the same thing for Kamala. If she says something that's a lie or false, or the numbers are, have a guy or a woman sit there and go, nope, This is wrong. I think there should be a person in the middle saying, this is what, these are the facts. If you're going to stand up there, you got to at least come with facts.
Yeah, but it's so much more fun watching them lie.
Yeah, no, definitely they're going to be, if there's going to be lies, they're going to say them. But they should be called out for them.
Well,
Anybody
if they're both going to be talking, they're both going to be lying. I mean,
but I guarantee one's lying more than the other, and you know his name.
Oh.
It's just a proven fact. A guy can't go 10 seconds. He'll just make up whatever he has to say to win an argument. That's all it is.
Just like any other man. I mean,
oh, burn
Same.
on us. Yeah, can't disagree with that.
Kamala's gonna rip him to shreds. That's my opinion.
You think so?
It's gonna be brutal.
Are you just pumping yourself up, or you really believe that?
I think, I think that's the truth. She's gonna be very prepared. The only thing he's gonna come at her with, that he could come at her with, is the border, and she's gonna. I'm sure over the last month or wherever this was all set up, I'm sure she's been practicing responses and knowing what to say. Because what else can he come at her with? She has just a laundry list of shit she can come at him with, and he's got one thing, and it's going to be brutal. That she's going to just take him down, I think.
I don't know how you could be that confident, because the last time we saw her debate was 4 years ago, and it was against Pence.
I was going to ask you when did she actually?
And she ripped him up.
She debated
if
Pence.
I recall.
She was like, "I'm talking." She did the whole "excuse me, I'm talking," and shut him up.
It's not going to be that, because they're going to have the mics shut off.
Which I heard that she was or he was against. I can't remember.
She was against that.
She was against it. She tried to get the notes in. She wanted to be able to take notes onto the stage. That worries me a little bit, because and I said this before on the podcast, I don't know if that's her playing 4D chess, thinking, let me put this out there to give him a false sense of I'm gonna kill her, like if she needs notes, or if that was her literally trying to get notes on the stage. We're gonna find out tomorrow. We're gonna find out on Tuesday night, but I don't know. That worries me a little. I would be worried about that if you're like, you need to take notes on the stage with you.
Yeah.
Well, I know that whenever I see debates, when one person's talking, if you look at the other person, they're writing something.
Writing. She wanted to take notes on
pre-written stuff on.
Correct. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's going to be everybody can take notes.
Everybody writes stuff. But like, if both of them could bring notes on, I wouldn't be against that. I want them to be as accurate as they can be. If he has notes or she has notes, that's fine. I'm not against that.
No, I want them to be accurate, but I want them to know what the fuck they're talking. Like, that's got to be in your memory.
I get that. But if they're talking like numbers, I want to, and like where they get their information. Like this poll says this, or this figure was taken by this organization. If they're going to be talking like that, then I don't think it's a bad idea to have that in front of them. But if they're talking policies and their own agendas and whatever, that stuff should be off their top of their head or whatever. But I feel like if they're talking statistics and things, I don't begrudge notes. I feel like that's okay.
I feel like they should have, like, if this were me, and people have done this before where they'll plug a website, but I would, like, if you're calling your opponent out on something, I would have that evidence ready to go. And I would have it on the site. And I would be like, you can go to KamalaHarris.com right now and see what I'm talking about, how Trump, blah, 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 blah. And vice versa. Like, that would be my go-to move. Like, let me tell you why my opponent's lying, and go here right now. You could see it for yourself, and just trust that your team has that, like, queued up and ready to go. Right. This was the other thing. This was the thing that this was his crazy thing. He's like complaining that she's going to get all the questions, which really drives me nuts, because it's like, it's a presidential debate. We could sit here right now and hit 95% of the questions you're going to hear tomorrow. Like, there's no surprise here. It's going to be the economy, the border, healthcare, abortion. Like, we know what the questions are. Yeah. You don't have to give anybody these questions. They're the questions. They're the right. The issues du jour,
And I said she ripped up Pence when I don't know if she did. She probably. I can't remember the debate.
No,
The
I
only
don't
thing
think
I
it was a
remember.
landslide. I
No,
don't think it was
I
a
don't
landslide.
remember that. The only thing I remember about that debate was there was a fly on
It was the
Pence's
fly.
head.
Yeah.
Yeah, I spoke out of turn. I don't remember if she ripped him up.
That
So I'm sorry
wait,
about
that was 4 years ago.
Can you believe it?
Holy God!
I know.
Right? It's like forever
Now,
ago.
I was going to ask you guys if you want to do it live. Let me go through the whole point here. I was going to ask you if you want to do it live. In my mind, I always go, let's do this live. Let's watch it together. We'll share in the moment. It'll be great. And then I always come down from that being like, nah, this is kind of like you want to pay attention. You want to be into it. Like it's almost better to like not do it live, watch it, take it all in, and then talk about it afterwards.
Yes.
Right.
So that's where I kind of fell. As if you guys noticed, I didn't ask you guys if you wanted to do it. Plus, the other big problem I have with watching it live now is nobody really watches it together. Meaning we all have
off.
streaming. Yeah, it's always off a couple seconds. It's never going to be right.
Right.
But TD has asked this question, and it is an interesting question. Frank, could you record yourself watching the debate?
Oh yeah.
That's interesting because
Jay Sabs is a little too on board with that.
yeah, because
Yeah.
I want you sound like a creeper who's gonna, touch themselves watching Frank to watch the debate. Now I have that in my mind and it's really disturbing. Like, yeah, cry about it, you liberal pussy. Yeah, it's just awful.
All right.
That's what you
Keep
would
going.
do.
Keep going.
Would you record that? Because that's interesting. Because then you don't have to worry about it, but you're still going to be conscious that you're on camera, don't you think?
Yeah.
I don't know if you would do it. I don't know if anybody would give a shit if I was watching it, or Janine for that matter.
Not that I wouldn't do it, but I don't know if is that entertaining? Like, do you want? I could give you my thoughts afterwards. I mean, watching me watch it, it could be okay, but I don't know.
It depends.
I don't know if I'd be able to talk enough because I want to pay attention to what's going on. How much am I going to be able to talk?
By the way, everybody pointed to TD's comment when TD made it, so I'm just saying.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you got to do this. It's what people want.
Oh, I'll definitely be drinking, Paul.
Yeah, because that's the other thing too. Don't you want to relax a little? Yeah.
Yeah, they'll pour a little glass of blackened whiskey, Metallica whiskey. I don't know. I'll definitely, I'll have thoughts on it, and we'll talk. We'll talk about it. Live tweeting, I could do that. Or Discord. I'll be on Discord. If you guys want to jump on, anybody who's interested, maybe I could do just give my reactions.
Put it on Discord.
Yeah, and follow along there.
I'll tell you what, the fun part about live tweeting it is it gives you the notes for the next episode. Like the next time you have to recap it, all your thoughts are right there. You just read it. It's kind of helpful.
Right.
I always find that to be like a thing.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Well, Anthony, you finally have a good idea.
I nailed it. 4.5 years, I got one.
Before I leave, did you guys see Beetlejuice?
No, I thought we were all going together.
I thought so too. Okay, just want to make sure we're still on board here. Okay.
Wait, did you see it?
You saw it?
No, I did not see it. I want to see it, but I also want to do that Home Alone thing.
Let's talk about that. Yeah, because that's Kevin McAllister's going on tour.
There's a good idea, Neil. Sorry to go back for a second.
Okay, no, you throw it around wherever you need to put it.
Neil had an interesting idea.
Animate.
You get me a little. What do they call the emojis or?
We should do an AI Frank. Oh my God, yes.
I would love that. Can somebody help Christina get on the Discord? So Robin or somebody with some technological background can help you get
the link
Christina.
Up there.
These idiots cannot. We cannot do it. But somebody will help you. Believe me. I think the link is in the chat, but
and I think it might be below on YouTube. Is the Discord link? Yeah, it's on the.
In the description. Sorry, I said chat. But yeah, anyway, getting back to it. So Kevin McAllister, what's his real name, by the way?
Macaulay Culkin.
Thanks. Macaulay Culkin's going out on tour. And what is this, Janine? You watch the movie with him and then he answers questions?
Yeah. I mean, could you think of a better December a better way to spend your day in December? I think not.
Well, what would you ask?
Oh my God. If he ever wanted to bang the mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure
It's good.
I'm sure he'll answer that.
I don't know. I love that movie, so I want to watch it with him.
You'd
And I
probably
want
ask if
him-
Old Man Marley is available.
Right, and I want him to do put his hands on his face and
Oh
scream.
my God. You would be so annoying. You would be
I
the
would be.
worst audience question ever.
Oh God.
Can
They'd be
you
like,
do
okay,
the scream from me?
no more questions from the blonde woman.
To be fair, you're at a Home Alone thing with Macaulay Culkin. It's not an abnormal question. I feel like, how dare you ask me to do something that is like right behind me
He's
on the
not
screen?
a monkey. He's not like up there tap dancing.
No, I know, but it's like, if I was the thing I was known for, if I was at a screening of it, it's not like I would be insulted or anything. I'd be like, all right, yeah, of course I'm gonna give the crowd what they want.
Of course he's gonna do it. Of course.
But I understand
him.
I understand not wanting to. I get that.
I have so many
He was in
questions
a ton
on
of other
this.
things too.
No, he wasn't.
All right.
He was in Richie Rich, and then he was in the one with Elijah Wood where he was the fucked up kid who killed people.
Love that
The
movie.
Good Son.
Love
Was
that
it
movie.
Uncle Buck.
Oh, Uncle Buck, yeah. But Uncle Buck was pre Home Alone.
Right.
I'm pretty sure.
All right. So that still counts as something he was in.
Frank and I were talking about this pre-show. Like, do you think he has money? I don't know. But okay, I don't
No.
know if you go on this tour without needing to fill the coffers a little bit.
Yeah, he's definitely not. He's definitely not drinking Nespresso coffee pods. He's doing the one below it. What's the one below it? Like 3 below it. What do they call it? Keurig. That's what he's up to now. Yeah, he's definitely he's drinking Keurigs, and he's like,
Keurigs.
I want to get up to Nespresso.
I don't know. I thought I was doing well until Janine took me down a couple of pegs with my
Oh,
Keurig.
sorry.
You might not be doing as good as you think.
I don't think I am. Can talk to my
Maybe you need
finance
to do
guy.
a tour.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll go on the
Maybe.
AOA tour.
Can I tell you this though? It's the saddest tour I've ever seen. It's Buffalo,
Oh,
I know.
Erie,
location.
Pennsylvania, Louisville, Kentucky, 2
Wait.
spots in Indiana.
Well, comedians go on these places like this. This isn't
I've been to Erie, Pennsylvania. It's definitely, but Erie. It is.
Yeah, that's where happiness goes to die.
It
Erie,
is
Pennsylvania.
not. Okay, I had to go there for work, and there's like this really small town, I guess you could call it. I don't even know. And on the
Hometown.
McDonald's,
You could call
I
it
remember
town.
we walked past the McDonald's, and it said, "No firearms allowed in this McDonald's." And I went, "Yep, this is not a town for me. Let's go." Like, yeah, if it had to be written on there.
Well, at least there's no. You're okay because there's no firearms allowed. So you're okay.
It's a very liberal stance, Janine, if I could just
Yeah.
point that out. A lot of conservatives I know would have been like, thank God they got some guns around here.
Right.
You're sitting there worried about guns in McDonald's. That's America, my friend.
That's going to be another topic of the debate.
Oh, the guns.
I'm sure.
Yeah, because isn't the running mate like a big
Couch fucker.
No, he's a big gun guy.
Who? JD Vance?
Yeah.
No, the other one.
Oh,
Walt's
Waltz? Oh, yeah, Tim
He
Waltz.
is.
He's a hunter. Yeah.
Yeah, but we're talking AR-15s and background checks and all that stuff.
I don't.
Again,
That's
the point of the gun control thing is not to take away everybody's guns. It's to regulate and track and license and all this stuff to make it easier for law enforcement to do their jobs and stop things before, background checks in terms of people not equipped to handle guns, shouldn't have guns, stuff like that.
Oh, fuck, Paul. Paul said he's Folgers crystals. That's fucked up.
There it is.
That is fucked up.
Hey,
Getting some Folgers out.
I think Macaulay Culkin's doing pretty well now. I mean,
Better than Folgers?
I think he's doing better than Folgers.
All right, Dr. Dex gave me a good idea here. Who's Buzz's girlfriend, Woof? Now, if you're in this is what I would do. We go to Buffalo for the first show, November 30th. You have some big ugly girl come up on stage and be like, "Uh-oh, it's Buzz's girlfriend," and she charges it and fucking slaps the shit out of Macaulay Culkin. That's the press we need to sell out the rest of the tour.
Well,
Or he bangs her on stage.
Interesting fact about Buzz's girlfriend is that it was actually a boy.
The director's son, wasn't it?
I don't know if it was the director's son, but it was a kid that they didn't want to make fun of or call a girl ugly. So they put a boy and that's who they. Yeah,
which is a brilliant move because who would want to
put their kid? Yeah.
Everybody, we're taking today is the auditions for Fat Ugly Girl. Fat Ugly Girl. Everybody, come on in.
I don't know what's worse. I really don't.
What?
I don't know if it's worse.
To be
maybe it's okay. Maybe it's better.
I think it's better that they put a boy in a wig. That makes more sense.
Yeah, they didn't want to tell a girl, make it so that the girl was like, they didn't call her ugly in a movie.
He's doing Evansville, Indiana, and Indianapolis, Indiana. Like, you really need 2 stops in Indiana.
Maybe he's got a special place in his heart for Indiana. Where was he born? Maybe that's where he was born.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Like, these are all the third-rate cities of America.
Milwaukee's not a third-rate city.
It's third-rate. It ain't Chicago. He's got Detroit on here. Akron, Ohio.
Milwaukee has their own team.
Who fucking booked this tour? This is the worst. Reading, Pennsylvania. And Johnstown, Pennsylvania. This is after he hit Erie, Pennsylvania. Like, enough.
First of all, Reading, Pennsylvania, they have their own railroad on Monopoly, so they're doing all right.
That's true. He's not even playing New York. He's playing Newark.
It's just outside of New York. It's 10 minutes from Manhattan.
What theater is he? I don't even know. It doesn't say on here. In Wallingford, Connecticut, and then Medford, Massachusetts.
All right.
That is not a strong lineup.
Well, to be fair, this is the first run of this thing, right? Has he done this at all?
Never.
Before?
No, never. And I think, fucking Janine left. God damn it. Find somebody more questions. She even got me on that one.
That was good.
I think the worst part about this is that you got to watch it with him. I don't want to sit there like he's
you're not going to be sitting next to him.
No, but I think I don't know. I wonder because it says you could watch the movie with him.
He'll have his own seat in the front. You'll be 10, 15 rows back. You're not going to be. Whoever's going to be sitting next to him is going to be his family or his agent or whoever.
I don't know. This is Frank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14 dates. You think he's going to watch this movie 14 fucking times?
Yeah.
I don't think so. That's crazy. I wouldn't want him to.
Well, I mean, maybe he comes out at the end. I saw, they had this screening of Jaws at Radio City Music Hall. I went, and Peter Benchley, the guy who wrote the book, came out in the beginning and gave a speech, and he was talking to the crowd, and then we watched the movie. He probably left right after. It's not like Spielberg came out, but it was, maybe I don't know how long they did it, but my point is he didn't have to stay and watch. Maybe Macaulay Culkin comes out, says a few words, and you watch the movie and you leave. Maybe he does his spiel at the beginning.
No, it's going to be after the film. It's they call it a nostalgic night with Macaulay Culkin following a screening of Home Alone. I love that people can watch the movie. I think it puts you in the mood for it. I don't want him there watching it. To me, that's too I would just feel bad that he's sitting there the whole time watching the movie.
Why? It's a great movie. It's not like you're watching, Critters 2 or something. It's Home Alone. It's an iconic movie.
14 fucking times in a row.
I don't know what to tell you.
You couldn't sit here.
Home Alone?
I could watch it over and over again. Could you sit here and watch the last 14 episodes that you did of this show?
I couldn't watch it once.
Thank you. So that's what I'm saying. Now you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but you're comparing an episode of this show to Home Alone. I don't know.
I did one of these Q&A things. Don't ask me the details, please, because it's not important. It's depressing. Okay. But it was a movie.
Where people ask you things?
No. This guy made a movie, and he asked me to come do the Q&A with him, and I agreed to do it.
Okay.
So I go, what time is the screening? It was in one of the Hamptons theaters. He goes, well, it starts at 7. The Q&A is not until because it was like a 2-hour movie. Okay. So it was like 8:45, whatever. I go, okay, great. I'll get there at like 8:45, 8:50. He's like, No, if you can, come to the beginning so you could welcome everybody and say something. He goes, then we'll go to dinner. I'll take you to dinner, and then we'll come back for the thing. Okay.
So what were you doing? What was your role?
To ask him the
Moderate?
question. Right.
So yeah, but if you didn't see did you see the movie?
I saw the movie like 3 times prior to this evening.
Oh, got it.
So we get there, and he's like in the front, and I'm like, what are you doing here? Because I'm thinking like you're supposed to be the special guest. Like, I'll come out to my spiel, go, take off. Right. He's like, oh, I just wanted to say hi to everybody in the beginning too. I go, okay. So do the thing, say hi, everybody's there, place is packed. He grabs me at the last moment. He goes, I feel awkward leaving now. Can we just sit in the front and watch it? Because they had saved 2 seats. And I went, you motherfucker. I'm like, the last thing I want to do is sit. I'm like, the movie's not even that great. I was like,
You watched it 3 times before, though.
I was, because I had to. I had like 3, maybe twice. I had to watch.
See, the thing, it's. I feel like you get up, you say your spiel, and you go, all right, enjoy the movie, and you run out.
Off the side, yeah.
You get the hell out. But, or you know, as you're making your way towards the door in the back of the theater, you're like, all right, have fun.
Yeah.
But and so he sat there. That's another thing, though. If you want to see like or hear the people's reactions and stuff, that's kind of cool.
He wanted to, which I was okay with. I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck. Like, I was so annoyed I had to sit there. I remember that was one of the more miserable times where I was just like, could I leave? Because I sat down and I was like, wait, if I got up and was like, oh, I got to go. I was
texting me, emergency, call me right now.
Then he goes like this. So then we do the whole Q&A and everything. Now it's like 3.5 hours later, and he goes, come on, let's go to dinner. I'm like, I don't want to talk to you enough. It's over.
He banned you.
Yeah.
Kenny banned you. He's like,
it's like soup.
I get you a great job doing this thing.
Yeah.
And you can't even sit through a movie with me.
Well, that was the other kicker. Like, I did it to him as a favor because he was a really nice guy. Usually they pay radio people for Frank knows, like it's like an appearance. Because if I wasn't there talking about it, nobody would have gave a shit, right? It was in the film festival.
Packed the theater. That's good.
Packed the theater out because I put him on the show and everything. We did all these things together. It was an interesting premise. He's a super nice guy. I still love him to this day. He's a crazy conservative guy now, but I still love him. He's a very, very nice guy. And he made
famous is a big name.
No, if I told you, you wouldn't have no idea. But he made this movie where he decided to just go to the Hamptons and see if he could meet famous people and become famous himself. That was kind of the premise of the movie. So it's like, oh, okay, that's interesting. And then he goes through what I love about the movie is he goes through the movie and he actually gets to interview famous people and he realizes, oh, the Hamptons is just a shitty place to be. Like, it's not, like come here and make it big,
Well, did he go in like December or when did he? He got to go during the summer.
You got to go during the summer, yeah. And he got some but that was like kind of the thing of like, he learned that it was all bullshit. That even though you could talk to a celebrity, that means nothing. It doesn't mean that you're famous now, and they don't.
Why would you think that?
That's what everybody thinks. Like you go, because I think everybody thinks like, oh, you take pictures with these famous people and you're around the famous people all the time. You're kind of famous too. And it's like, not really. They don't give it like, but this now because you've interviewed celebrities. So how cold and awkward it is before the mic gets put on.
No, I get that. But like, you don't like go up to like if there's a celebrity at a thing and they're coming out and they're greeting people, just because they take a picture with you doesn't mean that you're now famous. It's like you got a picture with a celebrity.
But I think a lot of people
ask them a question or whatever.
No, I understand that. But I think a lot of people think that way because he was like I got a camera crew, I got mics, right? He had the people with the booms and everything, and he would go and talk to these celebrities, and everybody was kind of like, oh, okay, that's interesting.
True. Like a big deal. Yeah, it made like a thing. I get that. Okay, that's different because I'm picturing like a guy with like an iPhone going, hey, that's different.
No.
If he's got like a whole crew and a team,
he did. He had 2 camera guys, and he did I think he did like a whole summer of like he sold his business. He was like a computer businessy guy.
Was it a scripted movie or was it like a documentary style?
It was a documentary, but like he obviously arranged like some of the so, some of the encounters, and some of them like didn't go right. It's been a while since I don't even remember the name of the movie. I just remember after that he started making more like political films, and then he got just like.
Was it Michael Moore?
No, it wasn't Michael Moore.
He's not conservative.
He was trying to be Michael Moore for a little while there, and it was kind of interesting. But he was early on the not that we haven't known that the border was a problem, but he went down to the border and made a whole movie about being on the border. And I watched it, and I was like, "Oh, this is."
Was it called Borderline?
No, I think it was called They're Coming to America or some shit. When he first, what was great about it is when he first started making it, it was very pure, and it was very like he went. I remember he went and spoke to a ranch guy. He had a ranch in Arizona somewhere, and the guy was like, "Look at the lights over here," and like the camera pans over, and he's like, "That's a drug cartel." He's like, "They're right." He's like, "If you listen long enough, like you hear gunshots." Like he was saying all this crazy stuff, and it happened. Like it was like they were right there, and they're just loading people into a van, charging your family God knows how much to take you to America. Then they fucking just get somewhere, drop you off on the side of the road, and you're fucked. Like, there you go, figure it out, but then they're charging like the families like these crazy exorbitant amounts of money.
Yeah, that's how desperate people are to get away from to seek asylum and get where they need to be.
So that first movie was kind of really interesting, and then after that, it just became convoluted into politics. But that was the whole process of it. I don't even know how. Oh, because the screening and the Q&A. Oh, yeah, that was one of the maddest I ever was. I was like, I can't believe I have to fucking sit here through this shit again. It was terrible.
No, I don't blame you. So a piece of shit got rushed to a hospital.
Yeah, he got rushed to the hospital. We still don't. There's not been an update. I assume if he was dead, we would know. But nobody really seems to know what exactly it was that was going on. Like they said his condition at just 5 minutes ago was unclear, but that he had a medical emergency and he was rushed to the hospital for an emergency heart surgery.
All right, so it's his heart.
Why rush? That's what my thing. I'd be like, let's stop for burgers on the way. It's for,
Nice.
Who's gonna rush to get this fucking guy to the?
Yeah, when you're a doctor, that's not the deal.
Could you imagine that this fat booger fuck shows up on your table and you're like, I can't believe I got to try and save this guy's life.
I got to do everything I can. That's it.
That is a fuck.
Doesn't matter who you get. That's the deal.
That sucks.
Yeah.
You don't think of that when you're a doctor. You're like, I could figure it out. We're gonna save everybody.
Yep.
You probably think, oh, the little kid, and you're gonna get in there and figure it out and just save the kid's life. Everybody's gonna be so happy. Now all of a sudden you got the biggest fat fuck rapist in the country, like at your fucking thing, and you're like, oh shit.
Yep, you gotta just do everything in your power, man. You can't, because then it would be anarchy in the medical industry if that rule went out the window. If that oath,
I know.
Then how would you be able to have anybody? Then all the bias enters. That's not good.
I would still do a whoopsie daisy. I'd still be like, I don't know, man. Tough.
Yeah, no, he's a piece of shit. But when you're a doctor, everybody's equal.
I would sew one of the little gauze pads in there. Just leave it in there.
Sure it is.
Sew them up. Fuck them.
You'd be bummed out.
Yeah, you gotta do something. You can't just.
No, you can't.
This is why I can't be a cop. This is why I can't be a doctor. I don't have the moral.
That plus the smarts and the degree,
math,
the education.
I think math is important.
But no, you're right. The oath is the problem for you.
So you passed medical school and decided not to become a doctor because of the oath? No. Couldn't even get near medical school.
Medical school? Well, no, nothing.
Wait, there's a school for doctors specifically?
They have their own school.
Yeah.
Walmart thruple costume.
Yeah, so Walmart is selling this costume, and it's a bar of chocolate, toasted marshmallow, and a graham cracker. It's a s'mores costume, but the photo is, two dudes and a chick, and the chick is in the middle, and it's just being dubbed as the thruple costume.
Well, I feel like we're missing another graham cracker there.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a quadruple.
Well, no, because they're not selling a second graham cracker. They're selling the whole thing is one. It's one.
You buy it all together.
Buy it all together. It's just 3 pieces.
Interesting. Do they like stick together or something?
No, that would be hilarious if they did.
Like Velcro together.
Yeah, that would be really funny if they did. But yeah, no.
All right. So
$26.97. So there you go. You don't have to worry about that awkward situation if you're a throuple.
Is there a picture of this thing?
Yeah, you want to see the picture?
Can we show it or no?
Yeah, I'll show it. Hold on. It's kind of bizarrely put together there, but there they are.
Okay.
Living their best lives.
There they go.
Yeah. Chick in the middle. There it is.
Something tells me that that graham cracker looks photoshopped. That's not how it's going to look when you get it.
No, definitely not. Probably not.
That graham cracker looks pretty fake to me.
Also, do you know how hot these things are? They're not made out of breathable material. They're
is it like vinyl? Is it like tent material?
The worst. The worst. These
like
things.
Circus tent material that they use?
Yeah, exactly. It might as
looks
well
like leather, but it's not leather.
It might as well be the canvas from a fucking
hot
ship
air balloon.
Yeah, exactly.
Those always freak me. I don't understand hot air balloons. Don't get me started on them. I mean, all right, you can get me started if you want, but you don't have
I guess so. You sounds like you already started without
I mean, I get back in the day it was the only, we're figuring out air travel and all this stuff. You get in a hot air balloon. You can't steer the thing. How do you decide where you're going? How do you land it? How do you get the thing inflated enough so we can get it up in the air so that you could fill it with? I mean, I feel like eventually I'm sure they got it all. They seem to have it all figured out. People who do hot air ballooning, but to me, it boggles my mind how you can get this thing inflated. I mean, I guess they just use a giant fan, right, to blow it up, and then they
blow the hot air out. Yeah.
But how do they get it so that you're not lighting the thing on fire?
I don't know, but they do light it. They do catch fire sometimes.
A lot of them catch fire.
You couldn't. Hot air balloon catches fire. Google that. There's a lot of them.
And then you're just going where the wind takes you.
Yeah.
What?
Doesn't that seem? Well, I know. I think they have rudders now.
Do they?
Modern one. I think they do. I don't know.
Well, what did they do before rudders? They just wherever we go, and then however we land. How was it not that they were just landing in random inconvenient areas all the time? Or was that a thing?
It had to be a thing. Had to be.
Right? Just swept out in the middle of the ocean or something. Or just, I mean, I get you stop pumping hot air into it, and that's how you land. But between then and hitting the ground, where are you going?
I don't know, man. I don't know. All I know is that there's a crazy culture around hot air balloons.
Absolutely. There's festivals. There's all kinds of stuff, and there's different shapes, and they have contests and races, and that sounds all great, but man, there's a lot of chances. I feel like if I can't steer this thing, I don't know if I want to be 10,000 feet in the air or however. I
went for an interview once for a radio interview. You know this. I don't know if you remember the famous. Remember the famous engineer that we had at Barnstable back in the day? His son bought like a radio station. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
He calls me up one day and he goes, "Come, I want to, he's giving me this whole spiel." So I go and meet him, and he's like, he bought a radio station that wasn't popular. But he was like, "Yeah, we could make it big and everything." And I'm like, I don't know. And I go, "What else do you do?" He goes, "Oh, we run the hot air balloon festivals across the country. They have like 4 of them or something crazy like that." I go, "Okay, how do you make money?" He's like, "Oh, those are big money makers." I'm like, I'm like, "How many?" He's like, "Oh, we have like over 80 balloons come." And I go, "And people, what?" I'm like, "Explain to me a hot air balloon festival." I'm like, "I have no idea what the fuck you're."
They used to have one in Riverhead all the time out here on Long Island, way out.
At the old airport? Was that where?
Once a year or however many times. I remember when I worked in the city, we had We had to drive out.
You had
there.
to come work it?
I know. I had to pick someone up. I never really got to go to it, but because I think it like we were on our way there, and it got like rained out or something. We had to turn around, so we were like halfway there, and I never got to it. But that would have been fun to see. All these balloons just fucking taking off and going. God knows where they get blown to.
And how they make it back. Yeah.
How do they not get? I mean, it's Long Island, so you're on the ocean. You're right there. How does all of a sudden a gust of wind just not take this thing out into the ocean? And then what? You just keep pulling the chain until you land somewhere over land? I mean, the wind's going to take you where it's going to take you. I don't get it.
Because I see you let a regular balloon go, and that thing is gone in like 4 seconds.
It's in a tree in 10 seconds.
It's gone. It's like, yeah.
All right. Well, that's the end of that. Or it's gone, and God knows where it lands. I don't understand. Yeah, I don't get flying why. My dad used to be in air traffic control. Plus, yeah, there's planes. How is it not in any kind of it blows into a flight path? How the hell do you control it?
There's a lot of something I didn't realize. Frank and I grew up literally next door to JFK Airport. So we didn't really experience this because every 3 seconds a 747 was flying over our houses.
Yeah, rattling everything.
Right. But I didn't realize this until I moved all the way out to close to the Hamptons, that the amount of regular people just flying around is insane.
There's a lot of small planes
Thousands
on Long Island. Yeah.
Just whizzing from little airport to little airport, just fucking going to get milk and shit, like crazy stuff.
It's a ton of them. And you just every now and then you just and you're like,
yeah.
what the hell?
And you're like, what the fuck? Oh, I guess it's and they do like you jump out of the plane. But I knew this guy. He was like, yeah, I fly here, go get lunch. It's like a thing that we do. I'm like, that's crazy that you do that.
I bet. I mean, now that you say the parachute, skydiving.
Yeah.
I guess maybe there's a way to like steer it like a parachute where you pull one side, pull the other. Maybe that's how they steer it. Is there any kind of steering?
Neil says no rudder. There's no rudder on it. I don't know how. I think they just put it up there and hope for the best.
There's got to be some kind of way to steer these things. They used to have sandbags that even the Wizard of Oz couldn't control it.
Right.
He was a wizard too, and he had no control over this thing.
What's crazy to me though is that there's people that go don't get me wrong. You see that picture and there's like 70 balloons in the air and it looks gorgeous. But I feel like it's one of those situations where it ain't worth driving there, parking the car, getting the ticket. It doesn't.
Yeah. It's funny. You see those pictures of like 70 balloons in the air. And I feel like if you zoomed in on one really close, there's people like, it's just scream. It looks like the most peaceful photo with like dozens of balloons in the air. It's like the most calming thing. You zoom in, there's people, get me on the ground.
They're fucking throwing up in the corner.
There's a guy, this fucking chain. Oh shit, we're out of gas.
Who's trying to pat out a little fire that started?
Yeah, a little engine fire. You got a fucking flamethrower tied to a balloon. I don't know how we didn't. I don't know how there isn't more people ending up where God knows, just stuck in a tree, stuck in a mountain, stuck wherever they are.
Good point.
It's crazy. I'm sure there's a whole skill to it, and there's licenses, and people know what they're doing. I don't get it. Like I understand, planes. Everything has things you could steer. Parachutes you could even steer. But I just hot air balloons always baffled me.
They baffle me too. I still don't. I don't know.
All right.
Put it right up there with the toaster oven or microwave oven. I don't know how any of that shit is really. The molecules move. Okay, I get it, but I still couldn't build you one. Like I have no fucking clue how do you make a molecule move.
Well, Wi-Fi. I get like wired fi, but I don't get how is it wireless? What's beaming around that you can send me anything? What?
Yeah.
Why?
It's okay that we're walking through it. Yeah.
Yeah. How did they figure that out? It's just wireless. Everything could just be. I could send you something. This show, everybody's watching it. It's just wireless stuff. Like I get you plug something in and one thing goes to the next. But then all of a sudden we got rid of the cord and we're like, yeah, everybody's just fine with that. We're good. We got it. If someone figured it out, we're not asking any questions. We're just going with this whole we're now wireless thing.
Could you imagine somebody who got knocked out into a coma during the AOL days and woke up in Wi-Fi time, explaining that whole transition to them of how we went from to just you're just on the internet now.
Yeah, you're just there. That's it.
Just are we on the
Everything's
internet? You're on the. Everybody's on the internet every moment of every day.
I feel like the major change came from like when we had phones with cords, and then we went to the cordless phone. No, everybody should have been like, "Whoa,
Right.
you're telling me I could talk to someone, and there's nothing between me and them. There's air, and I'm just." I mean, I guess walkie-talkies have that knowledge. It's like a radio signal, but this isn't radio.
Yeah.
It's not a radio wave.
Different
It's
thing.
phone. It's different. There's still a phone wire. But somehow it's going from my receiver to the thing, and I'm nowhere near it. But I have to be somewhat near it. I
Right.
can't go to my front yard with it. But it was such a, and we were all like, "Yeah, we're fine. That's great.
It's just
Bring on the next thing."
But
what
was
else we
great-
got?
What was great about those early days was the phone had a big antenna on it, and then the
Right.
base was huge and had a huge antenna on it. And then I don't know when the last time you bought a house phone was, but they were selling them at like Costco, and there's literally like 8 phones in one package now, and it's just you just put it on this little base, you just put it everywhere. You can put it in every room in the house. Can get a fucking little phone now, in like a home phone.
Oh, like now they have what? They're selling home phones.
If you go buy like a home cell phone, like a wireless phone, like the original one, they come like 6 in a package.
They're like
And-
walkie-talkies.
Yeah, and there's like no more base. Like you barely get a little base. You just put the little thing around. You can put one in every room of
You
the
gotta
house.
charge them probably.
Yeah, you got to charge it, but the base is like a little tiny. You sit it
Yeah.
on the little thing, and it charges no problem. And there's like 9 of them that come in a package. It's like
It's just-
crazy.
I know everybody's there's the people that figured it out, and there's a science to it. But for the average person, I feel like we're all like, just yeah, got it, wireless. Okay,
We
moving
just
on.
go right. Yeah, we just go right the fuck on. Like, look at AI, the servers and all this stuff. Okay, how? I don't understand how. I still don't understand how we went from Siri can't understand a fucking word I'm saying to all of a sudden the computer's thinking for itself. Like that had happened.
Yeah, and it's listening, and it's can respond to you now. You can have a conversation if you wanted with it.
Yeah.
telling you jokes. And it's like, what the fuck?
And go
How
out,
do we-
but do a little experiment. Go out and ask people how AI really works. 99% of the people will not. There's literally 3 people who understand how it happens.
Yeah, it just scours the internet for a compile of whatever you ask it for.
Fuck
and
you
it just
asking me for? I have no
smushes
idea.
it together. That's all
I'm
it
not
is.
giving you an answer. I have no clue. I have no.
If there's no internet, the AI wouldn't work. You know, that's what it feeds off of. All the shit that's on the internet. It like if you ask it to make a blue elephant, it'll take everything that's blue and everything that's elephant and mush it together and say,
It can
"Here's your
do
blue
that.
elephant."
But how does it? How does it even like what computery thing? Like I don't even know how it all works to begin with. Hold on, we're
Well,
gonna
they're
check.
the ones writing it off.
How does AI work? Can you explain how AI even works?
That was a stupid way to phrase that, but go ahead.
AI works by using algorithms and data to mimic human intelligence and perform tasks that would typically require human thought. At its core, AI processes data, learns from it, and then applies what it has learned to new situations. It typically involves several key components. 1, data. AI systems are trained on vast amounts of data, which they use to find patterns or make decisions. 2, algorithms. These are step-by-step instructions that tell the AI system how to process the data and what to do with the information it gathers. 3, learning. Many AI systems use machine learning, a type of AI where the system improves its performance over time by recognizing patterns in data. 4, neural networks. Inspired by the human brain, neural networks consist of layers of connected nodes, neurons, that help the AI understand complex data and relationships. So when you interact with AI, like asking me questions, I process your input, compare it to everything I've learned before, and generate a response based on that. It's a continuous process of improving through more data and interactions. Does that make sense?
No, I have no idea what the fuck you just said.
I like the in there. That was
Yeah.
All right,
human.
no problem. Let me simplify it.
All right, no.
AI is like
Don't
teaching a
simplify
computer
it.
to
All
do
right,
things
okay,
that human-
all right. Just tell me, when is the AI robots going to kill us? Just give me that info.
Haha, I get what you're saying. The idea of AI robots taking over is mostly from movies and fiction. In reality, AI today is very specialized. It can help with tasks like driving a car or recommending a movie, but it doesn't have desires, emotions, or the ability to take over. Researchers and developers are very aware.
I'm not buying that.
I like how I would put a little mustard on take over.
Yeah. Yeah, got nothing to worry about. Yeah. It's like when the Nazis were like, hey, we're just going to run the country. Nobody's got anything to worry about. We're just the new political party.
Nobody asks any questions.
Yeah. I don't believe you.
It's crazy shit, but we're going at the speed of light towards this stuff.
Yeah. We're just like, this thing is going to kill us one day, but it can find recipes really fast. Well, then fuck, download it onto my phone. I need to know how to make chicken cacciatore.
Yeah, what the fuck? I need to know how to make chicken cacciatore.
All right, last story, Frank. The sea creature in Australia. I put it in the live chat. Yeah, go take a look at that thing.
Oh, we can't show it?
I don't, maybe. Yeah, you know what?
I don't know. If we're going to get in trouble, don't do it.
No, probably.
Where did you put it? You put it in the description?
There it is. Yeah. It's from Lad Bible. Does anybody know what Lad Bible means?
No. That's
a scary looking motherfucker right there.
Looks like a giant frog with a tail.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know what happened. We went back.
See, oh, what happened now?
Sorry. I don't know. I think I went back to the Tyreek Hill thing by accident.
All right, go forward. Hit.
The AI is getting revenge on me now. See what happened?
Don't curse at me.
Yeah.
Oh,
fuck you. You got jokes? Now I'm going to fuck up all your shit.
See, now I wish I had something for scale. Like put like $1 bill in there so I know how big this thing is.
Right. That's a good point. I don't know. That's a weird look at the spinal. Look at this fucking. This is scary. I imagine it's huge. A dog walker.
Well, there more pictures, or it's just those two?
There was another one. There you go. It looks pretty big.
It looks like the size of like a, I don't know, like a little bulldog or something. I don't know.
I was gonna say bigger than that.
Bigger?
Yeah, look at that. That's kind of human size.
Like a beach ball,
I would say, like a beach, good beach ball,
right? With a tail, beach ball with a tail and eyes.
Yeah.
What the hell is that now? All right, that's not the.
I don't know. It's all the things you get to the bottom of an article. You ever go scroll down to the bottom of an article? It's fucking scary.
It's all some weird shit. Yeah, get out of there. Go.
I gotta get away from this.
Get out of the basement of the article. So is that like its skeleton? Is that skin? Because I see like an eye socket, but no eye. I don't know what the thing in the front is. Is that a beak? Is that bone I'm looking at? Because you could see it like a spine and a tail. That looks like bone, but the rest of it looks like withered kind of skin over some kind of body.
Yeah,
and it looks like big hind legs, like a frog.
Wait, are you describing me or the animal?
I'll get to the animal in a minute. So to fix you.
Yeah, I think it's big. So people were saying it's a tuna, like, because tunas are huge.
Tunas are huge, but could it be a tuna?
If somebody hacked the tuna up and then threw it back in the water and then it washed up on shore.
Go to a bigger picture. Like, can you zoom in to one of the pictures?
I think the top ones were the biggest, right? These are the biggest ones.
All right. I guess it could be it could be a fish, could be a tuna, and that's just part of it is broken away, like part of the skin in the back towards the tail is kind of decomposed away, and the front of it isn't, and like the snout is kind of gone. It just looked like a messed up, maybe it could be like a messed up fish.
But how do you explain that big white thing coming out of the front or the one on the left? You see it?
Yeah.
The fuck is that?
Don't know. I mean, and it looks like you could see on the side below the tail, you could see it almost looks like a fin sticking out, almost like wings. You see that?
Yep.
That looks like it could be like a fish. I could see it being a big fish, but you're right. The front of it looks kind of weird. Don't know what that white thing is on the front. Big old eyes. I feel like people who have seen tuna would be able to spot this thing.
Yeah.
I've seen tuna. I know what a giant tuna looks like, but this thing looks like it's been beat up and messed around. But it looks like it has like a leg. I don't know. That just could be a trick of the angle here.
See, I love this. Miss Justice asked my favorite question. Is this prehistoric? That's what we need to know.
Right.
How long has this fucker been swimming around for in that ocean? 10 million years?
And there's no. I'm leaning to fish. I don't see gills. I mean, maybe on like below the eye to the left, you could see maybe the stripy thing could be. Because again, this it's not in the best shape, so a lot of it's been, eaten away or whatever. So you're not dealing with a full framework here. But I don't.
That's another scary part. Who fucking ate this thing? What does that thing look like?
Right. But it doesn't look to me. It doesn't look huge. It looks like the size of like a. I don't know. I'm trying to think of something. Like
what, the front dick? It looks like that does look like a dick.
No, the whole thing.
Oh.
The whole thing looks like the size. I don't know, a couple of car tires lengthwise. I mean, I don't know how you would measure this thing. Maybe 5 feet long.
All I know is it's gonna haunt my nightmares.
It's not the Montauk thing. The Montauk thing was fucking weird.
That was weird, yeah.
This, I could see some semblance of something like a known thing here, and it's just in terribly bad shape. Something, it got messed up in bad ways. This just looks like a fish that got fucked up. To me.
This is exactly what I would do, though. I would snap 2 quick photos and fucking run. I wouldn't want to be anywhere near this thing.
Well, it's obviously not going to hurt you anymore.
That's exactly what it wants you to think right before it jumps up and hurts you.
Oh, okay.
Could be playing possum on you. You never know.
If this thing's playing possum the way it looks, then it wins the game of possum.
I don't have the courage. Here's the most courageous people on the planet. The people who watch a shark wash up on shore. Who are these fucking people? I've seen 19 videos.
Drag them back in
the last 2 days. Yeah, they're like, oh, let's just help the shark. What? No.
I would do that.
That fucker can figure it out for himself. Like, I'm not going anywhere near.
I feel like if it's like a 3 foot, 4 foot shark that I could throw into the water, I would do that.
I think you're lying. I'm not.
No,
not touching it. No, I'm not touching it. I'll feel bad about it. I'll get a stick. I'll try and help with a stick from a safe
poke it with the stick. Is this doing anything?
I'm gonna need some distance. Did you see the one where I don't know what they call it? It doesn't necessarily bite you, but it has this long ass tail.
Oh, thresher shark?
Yeah, I've never seen one of those before until I saw that video the other day, and I was like, "Fuck that!
That shit'll fuck you up."
That shit looks like it'll hurt.
Yeah, they're fast, and that long tail, it's like the length of the shark.
There's Robbins. We laugh at it, but don't say it out loud for the people who only listen.
Perfect. See, he was angry that day, my friends.
Anyway,
there's so much, what do they say? 5% of the ocean has been mapped or not discovered, but
no, they have no idea. We did last week. You weren't here. We did the story. They found a 2 mile high mountain in the ocean, which had approximately 26 new species they had never seen before.
Oh, they're finding new species of shit all the time.
Yeah,
all the time.
Isn't that nuts?
Yeah, we're on this planet. We still don't know all the shit that's on this planet.
Okay, which brings me to my point, which is this is the biggest hypocritical shit ever. If it comes from outer space and we don't know it, we're obsessed, and this is a miracle. But if it's down in the ocean and we don't know it, who gives a fuck? It doesn't really make a difference.
I would if it was reported and they said, look at all these new species. I'd be like, holy shit, this is awesome. But if it see, the difference is if it's like a frog and it's like, well, this new species has a red dot instead of an orange dot, I'd be like,
who cares?
Fucking deal.
Yeah.
But if it's like a new thing that's like weird and like this fucking thing, if this is a new species, I'd be like, holy shit. And it's not from outer space, I'd still be like, holy shit.
Yeah, but you're putting this against an alien landing. Nobody would give a shit about this compared to that.
Oh, of course. An alien landing is like, all right, an alien landing is a bigger deal because it's proof of life off this planet. This is just adding to the list of life that's on the planet.
Okay, but what I'm saying is what if we discovered this again, another 2 Mile Mountain, and then there was this thing, and it just like waved to us. It was like, hey, it just started
like a humanoid thing.
It started communicating with us, beep, boop, beep, beep, beeping at us or whatever.
That'd be fucking weird, and that'd be a big deal.
I don't think we'd care. I think people would be like,
I think you're nuts.
We found the weird talking thing in the ocean, but who cares really?
If we found another species that was able to communicate with us on our level, intelligent life.
Well, maybe not speaking English, but
of course, yeah. If it has its own language, it's another species that has another language, but it's like communicating. That's a big deal. Right now, it's humans, and then what? Dolphins? What the fuck? We're at the top. So if there's another thing that's right there, yeah, it's gonna be a big deal. I mean, there are, other animals that have the ability to learn stuff, like dogs and apes and shit like that, parrots and stuff. But if they have their own intelligent way of speaking, that's a huge deal. If we found something under the water that's like, hey, what's up, everyone? I'd be like, we should probably look into this.
The biggest thing, here's the thing that I can't help but think about, like when I see something like this mysterious animal, is what would this taste like in a pan with some butter? It could be the most delicious thing ever, and we'll never know.
Doesn't look good.
No, it doesn't look good now. But again, how appealing is a lobster the first time you see it? You put that son of a bitch in some butter, and you have a fucking grand old time.
That's a good point. See, if you look at its back, like where the spine starts, you could see that pink. It's kind of like pink meat there.
Yeah.
That looks very fish-like.
It does.
It's like white pink, kind of like fishy meat. Like I feel like it's got to be a fish, and just the front is just all like messed up. I can't see it being anything else.
What if that's the most delicious fish ever, and we'll never know? What if that's 20,000 times better than a lobster?
Well, if it's something that if it's tuna, we already know what that is.
I can go for a tuna roll right now.
Tuna roll? Oh, the sushi thing?
Yeah, just get some rice around it with some seaweed.
I'm in.
Have a little party, am I right?
Yeah, but this thing, it looks like it doesn't look like it has fish eyes. It looks like it has like lizard, bird eyes or something.
Creepy, dark, deep eyes. Yeah. Doesn't it?
I'm intrigued. You got me.
All right. Question is are you going to record yourself watching the debate for everybody tomorrow? Or should we just tune in for your reaction next show?
I think the reaction's probably the better way to go. I don't know if people want to watch me watch the debate.
Could be boring.
I don't want to. I don't want to talk during key stuff.
Okay.
I don't want to miss moments.
All right.
Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense. I'll do my best to tweet it. I don't know if you want to live tweet it or if you just want to be left alone, but
yeah, I don't know what live tweeting is, so I'm not doing that.
Well, follow the podcast Twitter. We'll put some stuff out there for people. Especially, oh God, love it. If there's another fly, then we'll be all over it. Then we'll cut in live. If another fly shows up,
that's major news.
If another fucking fly shows up, then we got to assume it's Kamala just bringing flies in to fuck with people. I mean,
that'd be
come
great.
On. Wouldn't that be a thing? Like 2 flies and 2 debates? Are you kidding me? 4 years apart?
I'd wear a little fly pin on my lapel.
All right, that's it for us. Appreciate you guys. Enjoy the debate. We'll be back Wednesday with some reaction.
Show me potato salad.
Maybe we should go now.
Go ahead.